The Connecticut unemployment rate jumped to almost a full point above the national average.
I was working for the unemployment office and I got laid off.
I believe the people of Connecticut are willing to make sacrifices.
Those sacrifices include some of the largest tax increases in the history of the state. Total tax hike is $1.5 billion.
So we only have two choices. We can rein these things in or get them under control, or we're going to raise taxes to the point where businesses can't thrive.
We begin with breaking news tonight. Do you have a job, a car, or a shop? I'm sure a lot of you said yes to all three of those.
Under the governor's plan to dial down the state deficit, you're going to get hit 3 times with tax hikes.
We now know exactly what Governor Dan Malloy means when he says shared sacrifice. Tax hikes that will affect virtually every person in the state.
Connecticut is 46th in the nation in cost of living. We're 44th in cost of doing business. We were 39th before Dan Malloy became governor.
In Wisconsin, a dramatic showdown between state workers and the governor today.
A survey last night which shows that many Americans are siding with labor unions in the current disputes.
Anger about that prompted Democrats to force Tuesday's recall vote.
Labor union activists spearheaded the recall efforts last year after Republicans changed Wisconsin's collective bargaining law for public employees. These reforms prohibited the practice of collective bargaining for anything other than wages up to the rate of inflation.
Together we helped our state and local governments balance our budget. In fact, we balanced our budget with long-term reforms. We did it without raising taxes, without messing what else you see in other states. We think our government works better when people feel elected to serve. Now, any other time, in any other state, that'd be a pretty compelling argument for re-election. And yet here we face a recall election in less than 2 months. Well, those out-of-state special interests, the big government union bosses in Washington and elsewhere, they want this election to be about chaos. We've got something to match that. Instead of chaos, we believe this election is about courage.
NBC News projecting that Governor Scott Walker of Wisconsin has survived the recall challenge from his Democratic challenger, Mayor Tom Barrett of Milwaukee.
We all thought it was going to be a long night, and we were prepared for it. We were ready. I had chocolate for dinner, possible all-nighter. Maybe even the Today Show tomorrow morning wouldn't be able to help you out with the results. Or maybe the recall of Governor Scott Walker would actually be decided in a matter of 49 minutes. 49 minutes.
Walker's moves produced results. Last year's $3.6 billion deficit turned into this year's $90 million surplus.
We tell our country and we tell people all across the globe that voters really do want leaders who stand up and make the tough decisions.
Our budget reduces the structural deficit by 90%.
What makes America amazing has been that there have always been men and women of courage who think more about the future of their children and their grandchildren than they did about their own political careers.